Hello everyone, my name is Jun and I'm here to present our Kaggle Capstone project. This project was a accumulation of everything that we have learned over the last 5 days during the Gen AI intensive course hosted by Kaggle and Google. I'm not working alone, I'm working in a group of three other people. So there's me, Jun of course, there is Mona, there is Hani and there's Sudarshan. So, a quick overview of what our project is about. Our project is called the Inclusive Classroom Assistant, and it was suggested by our very own Sudarshan after notice. I mean, we all agree on it, of course. And the idea is based on the fact that many students, when they attend lectures or when they attend their different lessons conducted by different professors and lecturers, not many of them actually remember or transcribe the material that was presented. And as a result, many of them have problems remembering and revising and understanding the material that was taught over the next few days. So our project consists of 3 different parts. The first part is the transcription part. For this part, it is possible to use the microphone of the user's devices, but just for this demo, we have disabled it due to privacy concerns, but it is very possible to use it. The technology is there. So, coming back to the point, what I will do is I will upload an audio file. So the user is able to upload an audio file of their choosing. It can be from a YouTube lecture or it can be from a previous recording that they have done in their personal lectures. And after that, with the help of Gemini API, we will transcribe the audio file. And after that, this audio material, this audio text will be indexed into a vector database. So our second function is a prompt assistant / helper. What this basically means that the user is able to write his or her prompts. So this could be, for example, questions that he or she might have, or material that he or she is trying to find in the transcription but couldn't. And how this works is really simple. The LLM takes the user's prompt, and with the help of RAG, retrieval augmented generation, the LLM will look through the vector database that we have created previously after indexing, and after finding the necessary information or the pieces of information that's closest to the user's prompt, the LLM will add this information to the user's prompt, and with this additional information, the LLM is able to best answer the user's query or prompt with less chance of hallucinations and a higher rate of accuracy. And the third function is something that we are particularly proud of. It's a quiz generator. So imagine the student has gone through all the lectures, transcribed all the materials, revised all the materials with the help of the prompt helper that I've talked about previously, and the user wants to test himself or herself and understand what he or she understands after all this revising. So this quiz generator works in such a way that it takes the transcription that we have created previously, that the user has created previously, and create a personalized quiz to test the user on his or her understanding. So the function will create personalized questions with personalized options. So it's like, for example, A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and the user has to choose the correct answer, and the score will be displayed next to the questions. We feel that this is the best way to help the knowledge solidify for the user and improve understanding and check where their weak points are. So, without further ado, let me start the tech demo and share my screen with you and see what happens. So, as you can see right here, I'm going to walk you through very briefly our Kaggle notebook that we have created, titled Capstone Project Inclusive Classroom Assistant. The first thing that we're going to do is to install all the necessary packages that we require for this project. So we have Google Gen AI for Gemini. We've decided to use LangChain for RAG, and of course, we will use ChromaDB for the vector database and Gradio for the UI at the end. So, moving on. Here we will import all the necessary libraries. We have Google, we have LangChain, and we will set up our API key for Gemini. Here we have the README file. This is a very useful file and description of the project for people who are looking at it for the first time, this will give a very brief description of what we are doing and what this project does. So the next thing that we'll do is we'll start creating our functions. So what we actually did was we determined the function that we needed before doing everything, and we worked backwards in that sense. So the first thing that we're going to do is to create a function to transcribe audio chunks. As I've mentioned previously, you could use your microphone, but just not for this demo. In this demo, we're going to use an audio path, so an audio file. This function would use Gemini, Gen AI, to transcribe the audio file that we have provided, and using this prompt right here. Next, just some formatting and appending functions to show if the transcription is successful or if there are some errors. Next, we will move on to chunking, embedding, and vector DB, which is basically RAG. So it is not very good and recommended to give the DB an entire chunk of text. It's always good to split them up into smaller pieces. So in this function right here, chunk transcript, we have indicated the chunk size as 800 and the overlap size as 150. What this would basically do is it would split the entire transcription that we've created previously into smaller chunks. And after that, these chunks will be sent to the create vector DB function, in which case here we will create a embedding model, and after that we'll also create the vector DB using the embedding model, the text chunks, and a collection name. After that, we will set up the RAG chain, which uses Gemini, as you can see right here, and a lower temperature level, so as to prevent hallucinations and to make sure that the model only uses what the model is given. Here we have a query prompt. So here, as you can see, we have multi-shot prompting. So we are given different examples and some ways that the model should answer. And here we have created a retriever with multi-query retriever and the main template right here. Here we will create a chain. So the first thing we have is the retriever. After we have the question, which is provided by the user, and it goes through to the prompt, which is created on top using the main template. This is the prompt with grounding and a few short examples as well. After that, it will pass to the LLM, which will answer the question. So here we have the different functions to help the RAG chain answer the questions and to show if there are any errors. And of course, the last part is the quiz generation. So we created a function called setup quiz chain, which will use Gemini as well, with a temperature setting of 0.1. This is the template that we're going to be using for the quiz. The user will be given a question and 4 different options, and he or she has to choose the correct option. And this is the function that we use to generate the quiz. And this is the function that we will use to evaluate the answer and to select the correct answer. So if there is nothing inside, we will return a message saying that there is no quiz generated. Please generate a quiz first. And if the question was already answered, this part is here to prevent re-answering. And this function is here to make sure that the next question comes and to generate the next question. And the last part that we have is the radio interface. So It's basically how we designed Gradio using a retro theme and all the buttons and to link the buttons to the functions that they're supposed to run. So I think this is the best part, the demo, isn't it? So I'm just gonna click on this. Here I will add my audio file. So this is basically the user interface that we have created. We have the transcription input that will go here, and that we can listen to if we press play. Here we have the part where the user can add their queries, and there's the part where the quiz will be generated. So let me just walk you through them step by step. The user first adds the audio. After that, it will be transcribed. So as you can see right here, here we have the input status that shows if the audio is actually being processed or if there are any errors. After that, on the right, you'll be able to see the full transcript of the audio file. So what the user can do is either he or she can upload another file if he or she wants to, clear the transcript if desired, or to move on to the next step, which is the indexing part. So I'll just click on it right here. So it says index complete, 7 chunks were indexed. So with that, we can move on to our next step, which is the query lecture content. Now for this part, as I've mentioned previously, the user can ask a question and the answer will appear here. For example, what is zero-shot prompting? So it gives you the answer to the question, or we can say, for example, give me points. And well, the model answers the prompt. So moving on to the next part, which is the quiz generator. The user will be able to generate a quiz from the transcript. So generate quiz, for example. So first question, what is the defining characteristic of zero-shot prompting? So here at the bottom, we have 4 different options for the users to choose, A, B, C, or D. So I'll choose this right here. Score 1, which shows a correct answer, and it shows a streak as well. So I'll move on to the next question. How does one-shot prompting differ from zero-shot prompting? So same thing, we have 4 different options, and we can choose the correct answer. So I'll choose the correct answer right here. Very good. Next, what is the primary advantage of few-shot prompting over zero-shot and one-shot prompting? So just as a demo, I'll choose the wrong answer so that you can see how the score changes. So choose it. This is incorrect, unfortunately, and my streak goes back to 0. So yeah, this is our project. I hope you like it. I hope you found it interesting, and we're always open to feedback, and you can always ask us anything or to send your questions, and we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.